you
Is it just
guys.
one video?
I got it working yesterday. Okay, so I'll leave you on mute.
Supermarkets. It's hard to avoid these modern temples of convenience and consumerism. And like the fictitious temples from adventure stories, they are filled with pitfalls and booby traps designed to make you spend more than you planned.
As any good treasure hunter will tell you, you can never let your guard down.
There's nothing to fear here. It scares me.
But with a little preparation and discipline, you can safely swing past every metaphorical snake pit, rolling boulder, and alien spaceship.
Let's pretend that one didn't.
Okay.
From the moment you walk through the front door, your senses are getting played. Bright, colorful flowers, the smell of fresh baked bread, soft, comfortable music. All these things are designed to put you in a relaxed, suggestive state of mind so that you'll take your time and be more open-minded about what you came to buy.
If you're like most people, you probably start in the produce section. And that's
Danielle,
no
can you pause it?
Yours have found that when people stop.
Thank you. So at what moment do your senses get played when you go to the grocery store? Can I get a show of hands who wants to answer? So far I see Steve, so I'm gonna Steve, Ben. Let me find you here real quick. There you are. Okay, go ahead, Steven.
They said when you first walk in.
All right, thank you. Okay, go ahead, Danielle. Can you start it?
Cart with healthy things early on, they're more likely to reward themselves with junk food later.
It may be tempting to grab some of those pre-chopped fruits and vegetables, but take a second to compare the price by weight. You could be paying 200 to 300% more.
Danielle, can you pause it?
For the knife.
Thank you. What section do people mostly start at? Can I get a show of hands who wants to answer? Where do people start mostly at? What section? Anybody know the answer?
I see Liz and I see Dante raising their hand.
Okay, I'll go to Dante first. So I have to find him. Oh, there he is. Okay, go ahead, Dante.
Hey.
You want to answer the question?
Sir, do you think the money reasonable, like the session, like the looking on the stuff in the button, like the passenger, the compassion, and the from like the encouraged, like the supermarket or something like that?
Oh yeah, but my question was, what do most people go buy first? Like, what do they pick up first when they're at the grocery store? What section do they start at? Do you know the answer?
You talk about the fruit or something like that?
They start at the produce, but yeah, you're right. I'm gonna meet you. Thank you, Dante.
You want to play it again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yourself.
Plus, they often have a shorter shelf life, and you're creating more packaging waste. That's why I chop my own vegetables 5 days a week.
Oh, and by the way, that mist that makes everything seem fresh and crisp, it's pretty much
Pause it, Danielle?
Yep.
constantly spraying water on
Where did
produce
it
can
go?
increase the health
There it
risk.
Is it a good idea to buy chopped veggies? Can I get a show of hands? Anybody wants to answer that? Is it a good idea, and why not? Why? Okay, go ahead, Danielle. Since you're
It creates more waste with the with the plastic containers, and it's more expensive that way, and you're creating more trash. So it's better to cut your own fruits and vegetables.
like the girl said, she cuts hers 5 days a week. Saw her Band-Aids. So yeah, okay. Well, be careful if you guys chop your own veggies. You know,
Don't slice your finger.
be safe about it, or if not, ask for help. But go ahead. Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome.
Of bacteria and make certain fruits and veggies rot faster.
It also makes some produce weigh just a bit more at checkout, so make sure you shake them out before you bag them.
As you walk the aisles, remember to look
Can you
up,
pause it?
not just.
So when you're getting leafy greens, which should you guys do? So it doesn't wait. Does it cost a little more? Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Bertha? Or
You shake the water out
yeah, you do. Do you know why?
because it'll make it way more if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Danielle.
Side to side. Stores put their most expensive items at eye level, hoping you won't notice the cheaper alternatives above and below. And yes, that applies to kids' stuff too.
Excuse me, would you like a free sample?
Danielle, can you pause it?
Sure, I guess.
So when you're walking down the aisle, what is recommended that you guys do? Anybody want to answer that? Are you raising your hand, Hannah? Are you just stretching? I don't know.
Crystal's racing.
Anybody want to? Or is she? Let's
Mhm.
see. Let me look for her. Oh, there she is. Okay, go ahead, Crystal.
The question was to stop.
No, like what is recommended when you're walking down the aisles to do?
Keep walking.
They say that it's recommended that you look from, what is it, top to bottom, because most of the expensive stuff are right in the middle. So it's like at eye view. So that way the grocery stores want you to buy the expensive stuff instead of like the less expensive stuff. So that's a good way to actually, you know, learn to like budget. You're budgeting, you want to get something that's more affordable for you guys, like what's under your budget skills instead of going for the expensive stuff. You're still
Yeah.
getting the same quality if it's a little bit cheaper. So yeah, go ahead, Danielle. Thank you.
Free samples are more about your emotions than your taste buds. They create a feeling of personal obligation, like you're already in too deep to back out. So if you're going to partake, be prepared to make a clean break and move on.
Just gonna walk away? After everything we've been through?
Supermarkets don't just want you to buy expensive stuff. They want you to buy more stuff in general. Take this so-called bargain. Most people assume they have to purchase all 10 to get some perceived discount. But if you read the fine print, you'll usually find that the unit price is the same, no matter how many you buy.
It's also why shopping carts have been getting bigger over the years. Marketing tests showed that shoppers spent up to 40% more with a double-sized cart.
Danielle,
Those
can you pause
supersized
that?
carts also make
Yes,
it
ma'am.
difficult to do a
By how much percent are people now buying more due to shopping carts being bigger? Can I get a raise of hand? Who wants to answer that? Where are you, Brandon? 'Cause Brandon's messaging it to me, so I'll just let him say it out loud. Okay, go ahead, Brandon.
Because I already posted some optional questions and answers.
No, yeah, but go ahead. But not everybody looks at the chat. So if you wanna say it out loud.
70%. 70%, I believe, or probably.
It was 40% due to
Yes.
like the shopping carts get bigger. And so now that the aisles are a lot smaller, you can't do a U-turn. So they don't want you to go back. They want you to go way around so you pick up more stuff. So you're getting more items. So yeah, thank you, Brandon. Okay, go ahead, Danielle.
Cool.
U-turn and narrow aisle, so you're more likely to take the long way round. A longer path means more temptations, which is why stores will periodically rearrange the merchandise to keep even experienced shoppers searching.
Some people think that's why essentials like milk and eggs are always at the back of the store, but store managers insist on a more innocent reason. By law, these items can't be unrefrigerated for very long, and since the delivery trucks unload at the back, it makes sense to put the fridges there. I guess making shoppers walk the whole store is just a happy accident.
Once you finally found everything you need, there's one more trial to overcome. The check stand. This is where
Can you
stores
pause it, Danielle?
impulse purchases like candy.
They're not practicing social distancing.
No, they are not. So when you're at the checkout stand, what is around you that is so tempting and you want to avoid? Liz has her hand up. Let me look for you, Liz. Okay, go ahead, Liz.
So it's called an impulse section because you're sitting there and you have the sudden urge to impulsively buy all of the candy that's on the side.
That's so true. That's why I always suggest working on self-control.
Which is what I'm doing here in self-quarantine. So
Same here.
self-isolating, I guess it's called.
My daughter doesn't have self-control. She eats up everything.
I have it now more so, and then also it helps to grocery shop when you've already eaten because you go to the grocery store and buy all of the wrong things. I've done that also.
There'll be that in the video.
Got ahead of myself.
But yeah. It's okay, but thank you. Okay, go ahead, Danielle.
Magazines and gum because they know that by now you're experiencing what psychologists call decision fatigue. We get tired of being sensible and weighing costs and benefits. It weighs us down and it makes us more open to suggestion. So it's best to not even look at that stuff.
Don't look. Shut your eyes, Marie, and don't look at it no matter what happens.
These strategies have been refined over decades to make shoppers spend more than they have to and buy more than they need. Unfortunately, people who buy more tend to consume more and waste more. It's kind of a lose-lose-lose situation.
But shopping for groceries and cooking at home is still cheaper and healthier than eating out all the time, which is a major reason why millennials are having trouble saving money. So, by all means, go to the supermarket. Just be prepared.
First off, most importantly, make a list, even if you have to write it on a napkin in the parking lot. Don't go through those doors without it. The fewer choices you have to make in the store means less fatigue and less temptation.
If your store has them, use smaller carts to discourage overbuying. Although those hand baskets may not be a good idea, studies found that the physical act of lifting and carrying hand baskets made shoppers feel like they deserved junk food rewards. The brain's a funny thing, isn't it?
Bring headphones and listen to upbeat music. This will keep you fast and focused. And make sure you don't go grocery shopping hungry. That's just asking your reptile brain to take the driver's seat.
And if you still have trouble sticking to the plan, leave your credit cards at home and bring only what you want to spend in cash. Julia and I have been doing that for years, and it keeps temptation in check.
Remember, these stores aren't evil organizations getting away with highway robbery. In fact, as an industry, supermarkets have one of the lowest profit margins in the US, so they rely on these mind games just to stay in black.
But you have a right to defend yourself, and the best defense is understanding how your brain works.
And that's our 2 cents.
All right, thank you, Danielle.
You're
for helping
welcome.
me out with the video.
Instruction.
So what is something you should never do when you go to the grocery store? Who wants to answer that?
Steve raised his hand.
Okay, let me find him. Okay, go ahead, Steven.
Never impulse shop.
You should never go hungry.
Oh. Yeah.
You should never go hungry. And why is that? I see Dante has his hand up here.
Kaylee's also raising her hand.
Wait,
Oh, go Go ahead, Dante. Ah,
Basically,
sorry.
this
Go ahead, Dante.
basically, all you have to do is just, I was doing a job, get rid of it about the expensive, about the supermarket, when you add in, and it's taken from way, and about the government.
Okay, thank you, Dante. Then we'll look for Kaylee real quick. Where are you, Kaylee? Can't find you.
For me, she's on the second page. I don't know if you're on your.
Is she?
computer.
Oh, there she is. Oh, she's a OC. No wonder I can't find her. Okay, go ahead, Kaylee. Or wait, you're still unmuted.
But I don't have to do another lunch, I think.
Yeah, there's two. Let's see. Oh, okay, good.
Okay. Well, so what was the
Kaylee?
question? Why we shouldn't shop hungry?
Yeah.
Okay, it's because our brain tricks us into buying more. Because we need it all when we're hungry.
That is correct. Thank you. And what should you do before entering the grocery store? Anybody want to answer that?
Crystal's raising her hand.
Okay, let's go to Lisa's.
It's under Lisa. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, go ahead, Crystal.
Make a list.
Yes. And why should you make a list?
So you know what you're buying so that you don't go over it.
Good job.
Yeah, good one. Good answer. Thank you, Crystal. And what do they recommend you take when you're checking out? Show of hands. Anybody want to answer that? Any job coaches?
Kaylee's raising her hand again.
You
I
take
think
cash
that's her.
with you.
Yeah, why shouldn't you take credit cards?
Because then you won't budget.
Yes, thank you, Kaylee. So I'm gonna mute everyone. So what did you guys think of the video?
It was interesting. I'm trying to listen.
It's
I just want to be doing what I need to do.
It's like Brandon.
David, when's Tiffany's birthday? Get Eric.
Did it? Thank you, sir.
Mom, to go, Mom.
Hey, Shaney.
Well, thank you, my brother. That was my question.
Hey, Dylan.
All right, you take care, bro.
Hey, Bree.
Let's give Norma a round of applause.
Good job, Norma.
Yeah, thank you.
Isn't it a little nervous?
Norma.
It
Who liked
is.
that
I
video?
Oh.
Norma,
Who liked
what's
that video?
on the
Norma.
Did you guys like that video?
Yes, Ryan.
That was a good video.
Yes,
That was pretty interesting.
It was funny, too.
Yeah.
I'm never going grocery shopping again.
So Norma, who's next on the video on the class?
So next would be Tiffany.
What, Tiffany?
Miss
All
Tiffany.
girls, I'll be rap.
Mark.
So rad.
Is Tiffany signed up?
And who's calling me this week?
Oh, we have
Mark.
to unmute her.
Because I'm staying positive to find out who it is.
Mark.
Good job, Mark.
Tiffany, here we go. Hello.